We are men created to be powerful, and society would tell us that power is a dirty word. Oh, that's tyrannical. Oh, that's oppressive. You don't need power. And that's what the powerful would teach the powerless to always believe and uphold. What's going on, gentlemen? I want to wish a happy Veterans Day to those that have served in accordance with upholding a higher idea of what America should be. This is the Better Man channel, where we choose power over weakness. We choose to be strong instead of weak, and not in some tyrannical, oppressive manner. We choose that individual autonomy where we direct our own life and remove ourselves from the lies, the deception, the agenda of others. We live in a culture today that is very divisive. They want to separate us, spread us thin. We can easily recognize that. There's the Democratic Party, there's the Republican Party, there's the extreme leftist, there's the extreme right, there's those that are in the middle that don't really give a damn. They just want to live their best life. We see a culture that wants to divide us by color and cram that down our throats. You're black, you're white, you're privileged, you're oppressed. And it can get confusing because there's a number of things that can divide us. And no one's really speaking about the things that can unite us. And I want to dumb all those divisions down. I believe in the simplest terms, there's two classes. There are those that are in power, and there are those that are powerless. And if we have to ask ourselves, well, which one am I? I'm afraid to tell you, you are part of the herd, being directed by the powerful. And there's no shame in that, because we've all been there. And I'm not concerned with where you've been or where you're currently at. My hope is where you will be. As men, especially as men, we have to stop staring into the mirror of oppression that gives us a reflection of who we are supposed to be according to their ideals, their agendas, and directing us in their course. And we have to start looking in that inward reflection that gives us a mirror of character that enables us to begin to enact some autonomy, some power over our own lives. And when we begin staring in that inward reflection of character, it builds us up as a man of possibility. You're never going to have potential to become that man of power if you're staring into the mirror of oppression, if you're staring into the mirror of the ideologies that society would impose upon you so that you can be weakened and therefore rendered powerless. We stare into the inner mirror of man. We become these physically fit men, these mentally sharp men, a sharp-minded man that begins to establish and therefore exert power over his own life. That's what you're called to be, a man, a creative man of autonomous power that dictates his own course. We live in a culture today where we think we're free. I can think this, I can do this, I can do that. But in reality, all we are is a drop of water flowing in the river of the government's direction, someone else's agenda's direction. And follow me. Water in a river thinks it's free, it's flowing, it's moving. But in reality, it can only move in accordance with how the river is built. Other people in our lives, government, different cultures, different agendas, different corporations, different policies, have dug out this channel and placed us in it so that we flow and we think we're free, but we all end up in the direction that they have built for us to go. As a man that wants to take power over his life, we got to get out of that comfortable zone of flowing with everybody else, begin digging our own channel so that we flow in the direction that we want to go. And it's hard, because you're getting out, you're going against the grain. You're having to put in the work of digging your own path. But here's the deal, with digging that path, we end up where we want to go. It's our flow. We become powerful and autonomous over our own life. And we end up where we want to end up. And we're not blindly flowing with the rest of the herd into our own powerless death. We live in a culture today where they would readily, neatly package you up into this label, this person, this identity that they would have you be. It's time we take a hard look at the truth in our life. And I want you to recognize that truth is not your friend. Truth is objective. It's just true. And it'll slap you in the face and you'll think, damn. But it's well worth it now to do it sooner than later, to begin to examine our lives and say, man, I am powerless. I've thought I was free. I've thought I was just flowing the wherever I wanted, but actually I'm flowing in the direction of someone else's agenda. To be a man of power is to dig out your own course, to dig out your own river and begin to flow in that. And the first step in doing that is taking a look at your beliefs, to begin to examine those, to begin to spar with those. And if they can't take a punch, then it's time to move on to something bigger, something better. We are men created to be powerful, and society would tell us that power is a dirty word. Oh, that's tyrannical. Oh, that's oppressive. You don't need power. And that's what the powerful would teach the powerless to always believe and uphold. It's bad to be powerful. It's evil to be wealthy. And they teach this to the majority of people so that they never strive to exert their own individual power. It's time that we begin to create our own ideals of what it means to be strong, of what it means to be man, of what it means to take control of my own damn life. I don't want to flow in the river of someone else. I want to flow in my own river. But that requires some work. That requires some effort. That requires removing yourself from the reflection of society that would have you be this oppressive, timid, mild-mannered man that never speaks up, that never exerts his true autonomous power. We're men created to stand strong, to be strong, to speak strongly. And in order to do that, we have to take control over our own individual life, our minds, our body, and the very essence of what it means to be man. We take a hard look at that inner reflection that says, uphold something of character. Find that true north compass that guides you upward in a directed manner according to your beliefs and standards. We've surrendered all those. We're powerless. And it's time that we begin to take a look in what it means to be powerful. Is there any truth in my current position? Or am I been smeared and blemished with the lies and deception of someone else's agenda? Am I flowing in my own river of masculinity and individual sovereignty? Or am I flowing in the river of society's deceptions, society's agenda? Have I lost my power and surrendered it to someone above me that begins to exert their tyrannical, oppressive power over me? We are men. We are called to be strong. We are called to be that individual man that stands up for what we believe and to stand up for what we're against. I love you guys. You'll hear me next episode.